Hey, look at George and me. Aren't we so cute together?
Wow, you must be really thick for sending pictures of your affair. I might even have admiration.
Jealous much? Or do you not care enough about your husband sleeping with another girl? Who was his high school classmate? Well, ain't that some twisted fate? I feel sorry for you. Really. Isn't it random that we all went to the same school together? Yeah, right. Don't you get it? How we came together like this? You mean you had feelings for him all along? That's right. When I heard you and George were getting married, I got so pissed, you know. Literally screamed, "Why her?" Is that so? And that's why 2 years ago, I approached him, and then he said to me, "I always wanted to marry you, not her. Isn't that just the sweetest?" You talk too much. I have a lot to say, so what are you gonna do about it? About what? Getting divorced? Are you gonna or not? That's why I'm texting you in the first place. Huh? What's this, a hotel room? Yep, I'm having girls' night in this suite with Mary and Tammy. My treat. Okay. What, are you trying to gloat or something? Or are you being defensive? Like, I have 2 friends so I don't care about you? Well, that's part of it. From now on, all 3 of us are never speaking to you ever again. So I sent you that picture as a kind of memorabilia. What? Just kidding. The fuck? You just want to show off, don't you? Look at me and how I can't afford this stuff. To make me feel miserable staying in a moderate room. Grow up. I'm so not at all jealous of you. Lena, don't you realize? What? You're making no sense. You still don't get it? OMG, this view? Are we staying at the same hotel? Finally, you got that right. We just checked in earlier. Funny, isn't it? We're in the same hotel. Some fate putting us in this situation. What are you up to? I knew it from the beginning, that you guys made a reservation at this hotel. Huh? So I decided to call up my parents, talk over some stuff. Wanted to get it over with. Stop it! You're sick. Why can't you do that when we get back? Stalking us on our vacation? So not cool. If I'm sick, you're disgusting. Why don't we meet up after dinner, huh? Talk about divorce and such? You're attending, of course. You didn't tell my husband? Damn right I did. He said he's arriving here in about 20 minutes. You're kidding me. No use in running, by the way. All of our parents are already here. Anyway, there's proof of your affair in my hands. Fine. I already had everything planned out. I was ready to pay for the alimony when I sent you that photo. Turned out a bit different than I thought, but can't change what happened. You are getting a divorce, right? Duh. I don't need a man who runs off to another girl. Take him for all I care. Fine then. Have a miserable life alone. Crying in sour grapes? Pouting doesn't suit a girl your age. You can't be cutesy forever. Shut up. Anyways, I won't be miserable alone. You are. Wait and see. Let's get this over with, shall we? Come down to the lobby then. I'm not going to your room, obviously. Don't even try to run away. I don't need you telling me that.
Hey Momo, you up? I want to talk to you in private. Can you come down to the lobby?
I knew you would say that. You're an ass. Didn't you think what would have happened when I found out?
I didn't mean for all of this to happen. Lena and we weren't serious.
Well then, why were you so silent the whole discussion?
I couldn't gather the courage to speak up.
You're such a ninny. When my dad asked you if you did this because you wanted a divorce, you should have said no. Well, even if you did, wouldn't change anything.
I couldn't. He was so threatening.
Then don't have an affair in the first place, dork. Have fun on your vacation. Not that you have anywhere to call home when you get back.
You can't be serious. What about my stuff?
Dead serious. Your mom and dad took all of your belongings with them. I packed for them. God, that's time I'm not getting back.
The hell?
You shouldn't have let Lena send that picture. Aren't you supposed to be away on a business trip? That's concerning, huh?
But I
called your supervisor for you, of course.
You did what?
Yeah, so apparently he went on an affair trip when he is supposedly working.
What?
Ma'am, your husband is on a leave of absence today. What do you have to say for yourself?
Why did you do that? Don't you understand the consequences I'll have in my office?
We are getting divorced, thus making us legally strangers. I don't give a damn about your well-being.
You...
Oh, but you'll need to pay for the divorce settlements, so don't lose the job.
What settlements? You're joking.
The hell I am. I'm taking $20,000 from you, $15,000 from Lena.
Huh?
That's all. I bid you good night. Me? I'm gonna have a blast with my girls. A happy divorcement party, if you will. Well, have fun you two.
You ruined our night! Come on, Momo, you're better than this.
Thanks for unblocking me. Long time no see, Momo. I'm so happy to finally get to talk to you again. What do you want? Don't be so rude. Just want to talk. I don't have spare time to put up with your shenanigans. I unblocked you reluctantly only because Mary told me to. She was so frustrated with your pestering. Don't get full of yourself. Don't be a downer. I'm bringing you happy news. Anything but happy if it's coming from you. Don't be so mean. I'm trying to tell you that I'm getting married. So, I'm getting married. My marriage? You should be happy for me. I don't care, literally. What? It's George's and my wedding. It should be a huge deal to you. Why are you so indifferent? To me, that idea alone is a mystery. Why would I, hearing upon your marriage with George, be happy about it? You want to congratulate us, don't you? No frickin' way. Me? Congratulate? The marriage of my ex-husband and ex-friend. Have you totally lost your mind? You are so mean. I have not lost my mind. I'm living my best life. I don't care. Talking to you is a waste of my calories. No! Wait. You want to come to the wedding, don't ya? The fuck? You want to be invited, right? You're insane. Bye. Wait, are you not coming? I've already have the invitations ready to send. You were going to give a speech as my friend. Hey, you still there? Momo?
Sorry to disturb. Hey, Momo. I think you've already heard from Tammy.
I did. So what do you want? You mauled Tammy on the street for my number. Must be important.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about something. It's kind of long. Can you maybe take time after work to talk today?
No. Why would I give effort to make time for you?
Sorry for the short notice, but it's an emergency.
Is this about your engagement with Lena?
Wait, you know about that?
I guess so.
Why?
Why? Seriously, you're not the only blabbering idiot in this town.
Lena contacted you?
She basically harassed Mary to get to me. They live near each other, ran into each other by chance.
Right. Yeah, it's about the wedding.
You're not telling me to come, are you? Because I am so not going.
No, I'm not asking you to come. I don't have the guts to do that.
What then?
I told you I want your time. I can't exactly text you about this.
About what?
Not right now. It's all up to your schedule. So how about it? I also got Mary and Tammy to come.
Wait, you called them?
Yeah, I think they'll text you later. Can you believe me now? I just want to get this thing sorted.
Fine. I'm available after 7.
Thank you. See you soon. I'll text you the address.
Hey, I've got dates for our wedding day. What? You're not serious. What do you mean? You're coming, aren't you? You never sent back your acceptance. I already sent you my answer. So you're coming then? I'll have your seating charts ready then. The hell are you saying? Can't you think straight for 1 second? Your wedding got canceled, didn't it? Canceled? What? Who told you that? I'm not sending out invitations if it got canceled now, would I? If you say so. I'm sending you my final answer to your invitation. No. Freaking no. I can't wait to see you at the ceremony. You're coming, of course. I don't know if you're procrastinating, but you should talk to him. There's no way around this. Calm down for once. You're annoying the F out of me. But it's not my fault. Nobody's coming to my wedding. You're my only hope, Momo. Seriously? The fuck? You understand me. You care about me and George. Have a nice life. I'm reserving your seat. You're coming. Understood? What? Answer the phone. Can't right now. What? You know exactly what. Why aren't you here? What happened to the normal Lena? You always end your text with a sad face. Shut up! It's all over. I'm done for. F this. You know what today is, don't you? Your wedding, pending day, right? You knew. You talked George out of this, didn't you? Wait, you're not. Are you actually at the venue? When it got canceled? I didn't cancel it. George did it on his own account. I didn't agree to that. George called the engagement off a month ago. How are you gonna get married without him? Seriously? It's all your fault. Yes, you are the reason why he called the engagement off. You two had an affair. I'm charging you alimony. Huh? Are you accusing? Duh. You had the talk with George, right? I might have urged his realization, but don't you get that you had this coming? What do you mean? George told me everything. Momo told me. That's a while back. Are we talking about when George asked me what kind of person you are? Huh? If that is so, Tammy and Mary were also there with us. All of us talked about you. Huh? What? What's going on? After you told me you guys were getting married, George texted me, saying he wanted to discuss with the three of us. When did that happen? He didn't want to complicate things by you knowing. Why did he think that? Because he wanted to ask as how much of a whore you are. Knowing you, you'd have prevented it any way possible. No, I wouldn't. You would, and you know it. You change your behavior depending on the person. From a guy's perspective, you might look cute and all. From us girls, way opposite. That's not true. Oh, yes it is. And after the engagement announcement, he heard rumors about you. Naturally, he was curious. So you went around bad-mouthing me? Bitch! Listen to the story till the end, will you? After I heard about your wedding, I immediately told all of our classmates not to worry about me and congratulate you guys. What? When George and I got married, everyone sent in video messages, remember? Of course, it would be wrong for me to do that, but it's been 3 years, and I told my friends to not mind about me. Those who want to congratulate you as much as they want. I never told them to boycott the wedding. Then why did nobody come? I don't get it. Seriously? It's because you've done too much damage. Not just with George, but whoring around the whole school. Having sugar daddies, then dumping their asses. Stealing friends' boyfriends, plural. All done while you were with George. What? So yeah, it started with my text. But everyone was eager to fill George in with all of those details. That's why he called off the engagement. He did say you were acting strange after moving in together. What? So George knows everything? Apparently, you were too eager to show yourself, not waiting a bit to vigorously use your savings, not doing anything in the house. You can't, so you asked George to do them all, even though you told him house chores were your specialty before you started dating. You couldn't go through with one single thing. I'm surprised it took this long for George to raise suspicions, but I am so not forgiving you for talking behind my back. But I do admire the courage to go on with the wedding, though. You're so desperate. Oh, and by the way, I'm not getting back with George, so I don't care about cheating guys, but you have a lot on you. What? Don't you have alimony money to pay up? Use your time wisely, and do not pester me with texts. You can't run away from reality. Putting it off won't do you any good. Have fun. After that, Lena had to pay all the fees for the wedding, plus alimony to George for cheating on him. She had to beg her parents to help her out. In the meanwhile, good for her on finally getting her stuff together. I won't be involved in her life as her friend anymore. That'll be a nightmare.
I never want to see you in my house again. Do you understand me? And break up with my brother and leave him alone forever. Got it? Now, wait just a second. You just can't pour hot coffee all over someone and then talk to them as if they're the problem. What did you just say to me, you miserable cow? I only came over here to tell you that Nathan and we're getting married. I have no idea what I did to you to deserve this type of treatment, which I think is horrible, by the way. And how can you treat someone like this? It doesn't make any sense. You really think I'm gonna let some old divorced woman marry my older brother? Oh, you must be dreaming. Think of that hot coffee as my way of trying to wake you up from this horrible little fantasy you're trying to live. You have got to be kidding me, right? Is that all that you have to say for yourself? Nathan probably doesn't even realize just how close he came to having his life completely ruined by you. But I'm a good sister, and I saved him from throwing away everything just for you. If you couldn't make your first marriage work, I have no idea why you're even bothering to try again. You would just drag Nathan down to your level if you two got married. Is that really what this is all about? You did what you did all because I was married before? I can't believe it. Nathan and I come over here because we wanted to share our good news, and instead you turn around and treat me like this? What kind of person doesn't think that someone should ever get married again just because they were divorced in the past? It makes perfect sense to me and anyone else with a brain and eyes that could clearly see. Of course, someone like you is probably just incapable of seeing just how much this marriage would ruin his life. Then again, maybe you just don't care and you're only out for yourself. But that's all the more reason to protect my brother from an evil woman like you. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's had thoughts like this like you do, Erica. Well then, I guess that means I'm the only one standing in the way of my brother throwing his future prospects away for someone as lame as you. I mean, you already promised to love someone till death do you part, and I don't think either of you or your ex-husband are dead yet. So why should anyone ever trust anything you have to say about love or marriage? Or maybe it wasn't your personality. Maybe your husband left you because you are barren and can't have children. But that's just another good reason to keep you as far away from my brother as possible. Can you please just stop making all these assumptions about my life? I'll have you know that my last divorce wasn't my husband's decision, it was mine. Oh, really? So you left him and not the other way around? That's right. My ex-husband was a drunk who drowned himself in a bottle every night. And he wasn't afraid to get violent with me either. Not only that, but he was always stealing money from me and ended up running away with a younger woman. Oh, wow. Well, that guy sounds like a real piece of work if you ask me. He's complete trash. On that we can agree. So maybe you can understand why I felt like I had no other choice but to get out of that situation. I really did try to make things work out with my last husband, but nothing I tried seemed to get through to him. The divorce really was my last resort to deal with the situation. Alright then, I guess I understand why you and this guy split up. But it doesn't change the fact that you're still just a dumb woman who isn't good enough for my brother. And what makes you say that? Well, because you were stupid enough to marry such a complete piece of trash in the first place, of course. If you knew this guy was such a terrible person, but you still married him, then that just shows what a complete and total idiot you really are. I don't think you understand. Before we got married, he really was a kind and sweet man to me. But it was only after we said our vows that he changed into this horrible monster. I had no idea that he was hiding his true self behind a mask that he was waiting to take off after our marriage. Oh, there you go, pretending like none of this is your fault when you admitted that you were stupid enough to let yourself be tricked by this person. If you didn't do enough research into who you were marrying before doing it, then that is still on you. And all of this goes back to serve my original point that you are not good enough to marry my brother. Are you kidding me? Do you really think that life is that simple? Besides, I don't think Nathan is enough of a jerk to be your type. Maybe you should find someone more up to your level, Clearly, you're not responsible enough to understand marriage. I mean, you only realized the mistake you made after you made it. A smarter person would have never gotten married in the first place. You don't know what you're talking about at all. I really had no idea that my ex-husband was that kind of man before we got married. I never even saw him drink a drop of alcohol while we were dating. Oh, just shut up already, will you? You're only dragging your own grave, you know. All I've gathered from this conversation is that you're a stupid, irresponsible, reckless woman. You need to take responsibility for your actions and quit trying to blame others for your lack of judgment. Oh my God, you can't be serious, right? You really can't see things from my perspective at all. I don't, because there's nothing to see except you're not good enough for Nathan. Just the thought of being your sister-in-law with a complete idiot like you is enough to send my blood pressure up. You are never going to be good enough to marry anyone ever again. Got it? Little brat, one of these days someone is going to put you in your place. Do you know that? See, you even talk like an old maid. All you've done this whole time is prove my point time and time again. You're not even giving good arguments anymore. I am so glad that I put an end to you and my brother before this whole thing got way out of hand. I don't have time for this nonsense anymore. Goodbye, Erica.
Becca, are you there? I just left my parents' place and I was wondering if I could come over to yours. I want you to forget all about whatever my sister thinks. You and I are getting married.
Do you really want to talk about your engagement with me right now, Nathan?
I do. But first, I just want to say how sorry I am for how Erica has acted towards you today. I've seen anyone do what she did to you and it was absolutely unacceptable. I mean, who pours coffee on someone else like that?
Thank you, but you shouldn't be the one apologizing for that, Nathan. Do you really still want to get married in spite of all the trouble that I might cause you and your family?
I brought you over to meet my family today because I thought they would be happy for me, for us. But after you left the house, no matter how hard I tried to convince Erica that you were the woman for me, she couldn't get over the fact that you were married before. She kept saying all these terrible things about how marrying you was going to be the start of the end of my life. I got so fed up hearing her talk about you that way that I finally left the house.
She really said all that about me to you.
She did, and I couldn't believe it. I had never heard her talk that way about anyone before then. But it also makes me realize that we don't have to care about what she thinks. This is our lives, and we should live them how we want.
Oh, Nathan, I'm so happy to hear you say that to me. But you do know that if we go through with this, your sister will probably never talk to you again. Are you okay with that?
If she's going to be acting this way, then I don't want anything to do with her in the first place. I don't know what happened to make her change, but she isn't the person that I used to know anymore. I was getting fed up with attitude already, so this was just a good chance to make a clean break from all her nonsense.
You really mean that? That you were already thinking of cutting her off?
You know, Erica has always been a pretty prideful girl, even when she was little. She would look down on the less popular kids and judge them for petty things. I remember one time, she had a girl in her friend group who said that she wasn't going to college and was going to start working instead. And Erica just kept bullying that girl and calling her poor and stuff. But I never saw her actually physically take action to bully someone like she did to you today. That's when I knew she really had changed too much.
Wow, I can't believe she said such horrible things to that girl.
She really did. And there was another time where she had a friend who was a single mother, and Erica told her that children without both parents aren't even worth having. She just says the first cruel thing that comes to her mind and never thinks about how it might affect the person she's talking to.
well, everyone and everything. It sounds like, and to say those kind of things to people actually going through stuff like that, that is just awful.
Well, Erica thinks she's never made any mistakes in all her life, so she thinks she gets to judge those who she thinks have. Basically, she just asserts that she's right and everyone else is wrong, unless she says otherwise.
How can someone even live like that? How has no one ever stood up to her and told her just to mind her own business?
It's a mystery to me as well. But I refuse to let Erica be the reason why I don't marry the woman of my dreams. So please, do you mind if I come over so we can talk more about this in person? I want to plan a date that we can go to court and get married, and then we can look at places to move in together.
It's been a while since we last spoke, but I just wanted to do my due diligence and make sure that you and my brother finally split up. Actually, on the contrary, we've moved in together. And this weekend, we're going to the courthouse to have our civil ceremony and get married. Hold on a second, what? So you two haven't broken up at all? Oh, you're going to get married instead? I can't believe this. How dare you just go and do this after what I said you should do? Erica, can you please just tell me what is this really about that you don't like? Why is it that you don't want Nathan and I to get married so badly? It's because I hate you and you're not good enough for him. I already told you that a divorced woman can never ever be trusted again to be married. You're just going to run away and hurt my brother the moment things get a little difficult for you. Well, I'm not going to let you blow up my brother's life like you did with your last marriage. You really do see things through your own biases, don't you? I'm not biased at all. I'm just honest about what I see, and people don't like to hear the truth. I mean, even after I told you about how I was tricked about who my last husband really was, and that after he changed, I had to just leave him for my own sake, and you still managed to put the blame on me. You made it sound like I was taking the easy way out, even though I told you that divorce was the last thing that I wanted to do. Well, that's because all you said in that whole sob story of yours was it was tough, so I gave up. Do you really think I believe that your husband suddenly changed personalities after you got married? That sounds like an excuse, and a failure at that. And if that's how lightly you take marriage, then clearly you weren't good enough for my brother to stick it out through thick and thin. It was your job to find out about the person you got married to before you married them. What's that term, red flags? You didn't see any of them? Erica, I really think you're making a huge mistake. I don't make mistakes. In fact, I'm also engaged to be married, and unlike you, I know exactly the kind of person that I'm getting with. That's why I agreed to get married to him. Wait a second, you're engaged to be married too? But not even Nathan knew anything about that. Well, he wouldn't know anything since I've been keeping it a secret from the family this whole time. But soon, I'm going to be introducing him to the family, and they'll see just what an amazing man he is. Although, I suppose since the cat is out of the bag, I can tell you that he graduated from Harvard, and he works at a huge investing firm. His name is Charlie, and he's amazing. Oh, and he's all mine. So, your fiancé's name is Charlie. That's right. He's just a few years older than me, but all that means is that he has more life experience. He's so amazing, and I'm not ashamed to be seen with him at all. We're actually the perfect match for each other. So, this Charlie guy is a bit older than you. Do you mind if I ask exactly how much older he is than you? Actually, it's funny that you ask because Charlie is the same age as you, so he's about 7 years older than me. Wait, what? Are you serious? That's right, he went to a great school, has a great job, and is a good age. Basically, he's the perfect catch. I should know. I've spent time learning about the kind of person he is, and I know that I'm not wrong about how I feel towards him. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes that an idiot like you did when you got married. So you just dived right into your marriage without even thinking about any of the consequences, and all it got you was a divorce. You know, I think your Charlie might actually be my ex-husband, Charlie. Harvard, the job and finance, his age, it all matches exactly with the man I used to be married to. I'm afraid that you might, in fact, be marrying someone who has also been a divorcee. Hold on, wait a second. What? I know. I'm just as shocked as you are to be hearing all of this. The world really is a small place, isn't it? Is that supposed to be some kind of a joke or something? There is no way that the man I'm engaged to marry ever had anything to do with you. Because if that was really true, then that would mean that I'm about to marry a horrible person. But there's no way that he was married before or even got divorced. Well, all I'm saying is that everything you told me about this man so far has matched up exactly to the man I used to be married to. My ex-husband, Charlie, also went to Harvard, and he also works in finance. And his name is also Charlie, like your fiancé. But that just happens to be all a coincidence. I mean, I've never even seen Charlie drink, okay? And he's never mentioned anything about being married to you or anyone before. Sounds like the same thing he did to me. I never saw him touch a glass before we got married. It was only after he did that he showed me who he really was. But I think you'll find out pretty quickly that he does all of his drinking while you're away, and he only pretends to abstain when he's around you. Oh, you are full of it. This can't be right. And have you actually ever asked him before if he's ever been married? Because I feel like that's something a lot of people don't bring up, especially if they don't see it's necessary. You might want to look into that, though. This is really bad, though. I mean, we're already engaged. How can we get married if he's hiding so much about me that I don't even know? This can't be right. He would never do something like this to me. I know how you feel. I thought the same exact thing before when I got married to him. But he's hiding his true self from you. And once you two get married, you can look forward to him just downing bottle after bottle, night after night. And I don't want to make any formal accusations, but I'm just telling you that it's really worth looking into before you get married, okay? No. You can't be right about this. My Charlie would never lie to me about who he is. I mean, he is my fiancé, for crying out loud. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot that you have the ability to know exactly who someone is and isn't. What is that supposed to mean? I'm only repeating what you said. You told me that you would never get married until you were 100% sure that you knew what kind of person they were. So I guess that means you must have done all of your homework on this person and that you know exactly who you're marrying. I mean, you wouldn't just get married to someone without knowing anything about them, right? Well, of course not. Well then, don't worry about it. I'm sure that things are going to be just fine. After all, if they aren't, then that means you've been wrong about yourself this whole time, wouldn't it? I don't think I'm wrong. It never hurts to double check. Oh, no. I really hope that I didn't shake your confidence in your fiancé. After all, you aren't some old hag like me. You're a bright, clever young lady, aren't you? So I'm sure that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into with this guy. I mean, even if I was right, and it is my ex-husband Charlie, and he does change after you two get married, at least you've already been prepared for that, right? Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I just mean that you'll take responsibility for your marriage and won't run away like I did, right? Even when he's drunk and hitting you, you'll still be there by his side, right? You don't really think that will happen to me, do you? Oh no, what have I done? I can't marry someone like that. Becca, you gotta help me. You were right. My fiancé was your ex-husband, Charlie. I asked him if he'd ever been married before, and he refused to answer until I pressed him about it, and then he told me the truth. He really is the same abusive alcoholic that you used to be with. Oh, so you did end up going to double check about who he was. And here I thought that you knew all about this guy before you got engaged to him. Oh, shut up! This isn't a joke, you know! And what am I supposed to do about this now? Please, you have to help me! What do I need to do to help you with? Did something happen? He was going to do the same thing he did to you, to me. He hid part of his life that he wasn't going to tell me about at all until after we got married, okay? When he finally came clean about who he was, he went straight to the kitchen, opened a bottle of wine, and chugged the whole thing right before my eyes. That does sound like Charlie. Yeah. He changed right before my eyes. I couldn't believe it all. He got so angry that he told me I wasn't allowed to leave. That also sounds very much like Charlie. He is just the worst when he gets any alcohol in his system. I told you that's the reason why I left him in the first place. But he told me that he really wanted to get back together with you. Except that he didn't know how to get a hold of you after you left him. And so he finally gave up and looked for another woman. And he said he wanted one with a good job who was young, just like me. And now we're engaged to get married. He really is just a terrible, awful person. And to think that he showed his true colors before the wedding. I remember seeing him drink like that the first time. He shouted and yelled at me the whole first night of our marriage. Please, you have to do something to help me. I ran away and locked myself in the bathroom. I can't spend the rest of my life with a guy like this. I can't leave the house, though. He blocked the door, and I have no other option but to hide in here. Please, you have to come and help me. I don't care if you and my brother get married. Just come and save me.
Well, first of all, sis, Becca and I are already married, and we never needed your permission to do so.
Little sister? Is this Nathan? Did you two really already get married? I thought you weren't going to do that until this weekend.
That was the plan, but then I was told I was going to have a business trip this weekend, so we moved the appointment up. It was all an easy process, and now Becca and I are married.
Well, congratulations. Now, are you going to come and help me or not?
I don't know. You said that you'd let Becca and I get married if we did, but we're already married, so what else do you got?
What do you mean, what else do I have? I'm your sister, and I'm in trouble. Isn't that enough?
But I thought you knew exactly the kind of person that you were going to get engaged to. No? If you like this guy so well, you can get yourself out of this jam, right?
Wait, no, please. You aren't really just gonna abandon me like this, are you? You're not going to leave your little sister with a mean drunk like this, are you?
It's not that I don't feel bad for you. I just really don't feel like I need to do much either. You got yourself into this mess so you can get yourself out. Becca explained very well to you about the kind of man that her ex was, but you just didn't listen, and look where that landed you.
You're right. I should have listened. I should have never made fun of Becca for being divorced. I never thought it would lead to this, though. I was just trying to protect you, Nathan.
So you think that I should thank you for all that you put my wife through? Because I don't ever remember asking you to do that for me.
Please, I'm sorry for everything. Just help me out here, please.
I've called the cops and they should be on their way. But I never want you to talk to me or my wife ever again.
It wasn't long after that call that the police finally came and was able to get Erica that was trapped in the bathroom. It goes without saying that Erica and Charlie promptly broke off their engagement. I heard through the grapevine, however, that all of Erica's friends are now teasing her for having horrible taste in men, as well as not knowing what she got herself into. Of course, this was also just a way of getting back at her for all the times Erica would make fun of her friends for making poor choices with their ex-boyfriends or current partners. As for Nathan and I, we had a small wedding ceremony with some friends and family, and now living together, happily married.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.